Hello and welcome to Flory Models Friday Roundup Show. Here we are with you on the 16th of September 2022. Another really busy week. Push it on really well. And to be honest, it was one of these weeks where everything just went forward and forward and forward, progressed really nicely. The big thing, as you can probably see down in here, is the Skyraider with the Lancaster finished, which is up on the wall. I'll do a little bit of a video about that next week. And out of the way, it means we can actually push on really well with the Skyraider. And considering this is Trumpeter's, well, I say it's an older kit. It's around about sort of 15 years old, I think now. So had it moustache since release, always wanted to do it. But boy, is it not disappointed. It's gone together pretty much flawlessly. Yes, there's a couple of little things in there, but a lot of those my own making, usual little silly mistakes, things like that. We've had to get the filler out as well. But, you know, to be honest with you, it's one of these kits. It's a big, brutish aircraft, and it goes together like it as well. It's got good, solid feel to it. I've described it as being like a club before we put the wing sections on, but with that wing box section on there and being the sort of, you know, naval strike type aircraft, it has that sort of beefiness to it. So obviously the gear's really strong, the tail system's strong, everything in there, but it has gone together absolutely fantastic. So at the moment the wings are a soft fit. You can pose them either down like this or you can have them folded up. I am going to do this one, to be honest, wings out, because this is going to be the sort of Air Force markings. We're going to do this one as an 86. So consequently, it's actually going to be pretty weathered, heavily weathered. So we're going to do that nice Southeast Asia camo right the way over it. And we're going to spend a great deal of time, probably about the same time as the construction, on just weathering it. So if you're wondering about heavy weathering, stuff like that, which I don't normally do, this is just one of those few aircraft in the world that it is. They are like it. They leak. You know, there's lots of stains on it, things like that. So we're going to be doing a lot of that on here and how it obviously affects the paintwork. And then obviously being in its environment, obviously gets weathered a hell of a lot as well. So we're going to be weathering down the paintwork. So you can imagine there's going to be lots of washes, lots of post shading with the airbrush and with oils, and then also lots of tiny details, so scratches, chipping, things like that, staining right the way over it, as well as mottling and fading and those types of things. The nice thing about this one as well is because of it's the way it is, white underside basically, and obviously camo on the top, we can actually do it very nicely just like this. So I'll probably whip the gear off and everything else, lay it down here and go about it. Construction itself has been an absolute dream all the way through, as I said before. Some little fish issues and things like that are easily resolved with a couple of swipes of the sanding stick and taking off a little bit of flash here and there, and you are literally good to go. But it is a really solid aircraft in real life, and this is one of those strange kits that's really solid. I suppose the only weak spot would be the wing fold sections, because it just has these different pegs that go in there. But I imagine if you glued them in, it's going to be absolutely solid. But obviously we want them as a little bit of a soft fit so we can change it from one form to another. So I'm going to have these as a soft fit with these. But again, nice, we can show off the guns. It's a nice lot of detail down in there. We can show off that engine at the front as well. So we've got lots of options. And again, the great thing about this kit is it does come with both lots. So obviously this front cowling, it's got two types. You've got the one with it all open or closed. So we will build both, and then we can interchange depending how we feel with it. So if we're thinking about, you know, perhaps we'll have all the weaponry on it, wings folded, everything closed up, we can do that. Or we can have it wings, you know, obviously folded and, you know, things all open on it and everything as if it's having a bit of maintenance. So, yeah, it's one of those nice aircraft that you can work with it without having to really modify it. Because in the past, we've done modifications with wing folds and that to make them work both ways, but they're not really designed for it. And you wouldn't want to be wiggling them around all the time. Last time we did it was to the Hornet, and luckily that's worked, but I wouldn't want to be playing with it all day because they're just going to snap off. This one you could do. I don't think you'd have any problems. But yeah, well done, Trumpeter. Fantastic. Very much an iconic aircraft. Love working on it. It's been fantastic. The build has gone swimmingly well right the way through, as you'll see a little bit later on. And it's got great detail as well. So nothing to worry about that one. Anyway, this week all started on Tuesday, where we were looking at riveters and as such. So with the demise of RB Productions not making the the riveter heads anymore and things like that, there's lots of options out there that have come along since the good old-fashioned Rosie the Riveter. Now, I've had Rosie the Riveters now for many years, and I absolutely love them. No problem with them all at all. But a lot of people were saying, what would you use next? So obviously we went out and we basically got in some of these. So these are made by Galaxy Hobbies. It's our first on test. We haven't done one of these for a while. And so we were doing a direct comparison, obviously, against Rosie the Riveter, against these ones, and seeing how they stack up to it. And I have to say, slight spoiler alert, for the money, just go and buy them. These are £14.75 with free delivery in the UK. And they just work. They work just as well as the Rosie the Riveters. I can't find any comparable difference with the actual teeth size or anything else like that. It seems to be absolutely fantastic. Yes, it's not as smooth. Yes, there's a little bit of wobble into it and a little bit of play, but actually it doesn't affect it on the smaller wheels. I can't vouch for the big wheel because I've never really tried it, but I did side-by-side comparisons, and for actually using them, found no problem with it at all. It worked. And in a couple of cases, these are actually a little bit more superior to the old RP Productions one because there isn't a tooth missing for obviously where it came off the fret and things like that. So that was quite nice with it as well. But as you can see, we did a little bit of work. We actually used it in anger. We did a couple of different bits and pieces with it to see how it stood out and what patterns it gave and things like that. And I have to say, it looked absolutely fantastic. So it's quite nice to get these tools in to see what they're like. And also what I love about this one, to be honest, just from a cheap skate corner here, they are really, really cheap. It's say £14.75, you get 3, you get a free head for it, free handle with it as well. So you could go out and buy extra handles if you want to have them all separate. But really, it's just one of those no-brainers. Go and get them. You won't be disappointed, and it does exactly what it says on the tin. Now, before you all bombard me with loads of messages and emails and all the rest of it, I am acutely aware that there is a new version of it out now and all the rest of it. But at $25 each, I just think that's a lot of money for buying them individually. If you wanted to get a set of perhaps all of them and things like that in different sizes, with 6 and everything else. What I am going to do though is I'm going to get some more and see if we can do them in multi patterns as well. So we can do it as a twin and as a triple and stuff like that and see how it stacks up. But thank you to obviously the Flory Models community who sent me all recommendations on this one. Didn't disappoint, really did work very, very well. And it was nice to actually get back on there as well as we were having basically a go with them and seeing what patterns and how it would work and everything else. And I said, I've used it in anger since doing this work as well, and it worked. It's just done really, really well. So no problems with it at all. Also on that show, we were looking at things like the group builds ending, which we'll talk about at the end of the show, and things coming on with those, and a bit of work in the forum, all those types of things as well. So if you want to catch up with that, members, that was up with you on Tuesday. On Wednesday, it was the PM show with me and Matt. As you can imagine, we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks of how busy it suddenly got. We went from having no kit reviews and no new kits being released to we've literally got them coming out of our ears. So obviously the Kai Phantoms are out in 2 flavors as well. Obviously we had the F4F as well for the Wildcat, the new one there. We've also got a couple of other ones, and the gorgeous, what are they called? Go on, Matt, pick it up. Hold it in your hand. There we go, because this will save me having to look it up. There we go. So yes, there we go. We've got the BF109, full works, full interior, comes with a figure and absolutely everything from Zucamori. So you can see absolutely beautiful kit from them as well. So that one's coming down to me. I've got all of these coming in for review. They're actually due to be delivered down to me tomorrow. So obviously I'll be doing these as full reviews over the next few weeks as well. So keep an eye out for those. But that does look extra special. Zucamori do some fantastic full detail kits. That one is not going to disappoint on any shape or form. So anyway, got a review coming up for you. Probably be up on Tuesday. And we can have a look at that one as we go. So lots of reviews due next week as well. Last night we had the live show, and again, quite a strange format for us because it was one of those where we didn't have any questions, we didn't really have a topic, so we had like a very quiet day, if you like, a quiet show, and it was a lot of fun. So we all commented, the team, of how much fun we actually did doing last night. So very fully interactive, as obviously with everybody in the chat room as always. So if you are a member, don't forget you can join in live with us during the chat room as well, and come in there and discuss things and various things. And to be honest, it was a fun, very relaxed, very laid back show last night. So it had a lot of fun, and we were discussing airbrushes. And now we've all had to go out and buy a cheapy airbrush off the internet because Matt's recommended it. So we've all got one to see what it's really like. So if you want to see that one anyway, members, you can go off and see that show just down in there like that. Also up today, as we were talking about earlier, we've got part 3 of the gorgeous... why is that not clicking? I haven't actually supersized those ones, sorry. Hold on, I've got a plan. If we go into here, if you click in here, you'll go over to the full build, and then hopefully these will work. Yeah, there we go. And you can see part 3 is up with you now. You see we've got the cockpit fully detailed, all done. The engine work is all done and ready to be installed. So obviously we put that in. Got all these gorgeous formers. Don't worry about painting any of it. As you know, you don't see any of it. You just need to do the front end. So those are all in there like that. Then obviously we'll go through together, gluing it together using Contactia because it's a slower setting glue and it works absolutely fantastic for that. Going together, you can see it's pretty much seamless. It's very, very nice. But I did have a few lumps and bumps, as you can see just down the back here. This is my own fault when I thought I'd be clever and I would do something to show where the holes that were going to go, because I don't want to put any of these antennas in yet, and it came back and bit me. So consequently, I've had to get the filler out in there. For the filler, we used the CA and talcum powder trick. Now, there's a little bit of a thing going around on this. Apparently, some manufacturers now don't use French chalk for talcum powder or baby powder, depending where you are in the world. They're using a new thing, which is a more bio-friendly one. It's plant-based. The trouble is, when you put CA glue with it, it just turns to a clump, and that's about it. So you do need to use French chalk. And then that way it gives you a very nice paste. So you should end up with something like this, which I always do to the consistency of really toothpaste, I always call it. It's nice and smooth. You've got a workable time of around about 10 minutes. For using it and getting it down. Normally work within 5 minutes of it, you'll be good, no problems at all. After that, it is starting to go off, so you are wanting to get it down. But by using talc, it's got great gap filling capabilities. It doesn't flow anywhere. It goes exactly where you need it. And as you can see, I just put a little bit of tape to give me a ridge, if anything. The height of the tape is just what I use for going down, and it keeps it a little bit neater. So obviously we just smooth it down like that and then sand, and you can easily, with no problems at all, re-rivet over this, resubscribe over it, because it's not as hard as obviously when you're using a traditional, just a CA glue or crazy glue or super glue on its own, because obviously that's very brittle and incredibly hard. So this actually means you can actually rivet it and rescribe and no problem right the way over it as well. So anyway, you'll see about that in the next part, about getting rid of all of that one. We then go on to do the actual wheel wells and obviously the wing fold section. Some really nice details down in here. Goes together no problem, even though I do make a bit of a hash of it on one of them. But you'll see that in the video. And then obviously buttoned it all up and it's all set and ready to go. So yes, but if you do just want to have a look at the pictures, if you're not a member, obviously you can see all of these here. If you are a member, just click on the photo. It'll take you straight into the video build on the forum eventually. There we go. And you can see these in order just down in here as well, so you can go off and watch all of those. And that's pretty much it for this week. As I say, it doesn't seem like we've done tons, but we've actually built an entire Skyraider, because this is technically now, with a few little bits and pieces to do, ready to go into primer. So this will be my next stage on this one. We just got to do a little bit of rescribing, a little bit of re-riveting onto this one, and then a couple of little checks, things like that, and then we'll be off to primer. So hopefully by the end of next week, this will be painted and ready to move on. So really looking forward to that one as well. So yes, but a big thank you to everybody this week. Some great stuff. So you got loads of kit reviews coming up for you next week as well. So watch out for those on social media and on YouTube and all the usual places, because they'll be finding their way out to that one. It's free to watch as well. Finally, don't forget, we've got the PM store. Quick word from our sponsor. We've got lots of new arrivals that have come in here this week, as you might imagine, in the new arrival section. As I say, we've got the Zucamori stuff down in here as well. So as you say, we've got those fantastic Phantoms. I've got one coming in for a review and I am going to build it. Bit of a buddy build with John on the forum. He's going to do the blue one. I'm going to do the yellow one down in there as well. So absolutely gorgeous jobs for those. Again, that fantastic 109. Looking forward to doing the review of that as well. Plus the fact we've also got the Hurricanes that are in now, the Dieppe ones. We've got the Ultimate Tempest, which is fantastic. Comes with a book. Looks like it's sold out at the moment. We've got those Wildcats. We've got the Bunny as well. Can't say Bugs Bunny, but that's what it is. It's Guns Bunny and all the other ones. So if you are looking for those kits, they are available for you right now, and they're up there just like that. Special section has had a revamp. We've got some nice stuff down in here. We've got the old classic F4Js. These are the Showtime 100 kits, of which I have built probably over 30 of those kits over the year. Yes, it's old school. Yes, it's not like the other kits that are out there, the Tamiya one, things like that. But this one's only 36 quid. It's a very basic one, but from an external point of view, it's got everything you need in there. So it's actually a really good kit. And I've built and painted and done one of those in under 48 hours as well. So back in the commission days when I was being pushed. So yes, it is that good a kit. It's a really, really good old classic. Got some nice stuff from Kinetic in as well. These are on discounts, as you can see down here underneath. The Hornets are in. We've got the Prowlers and the Harriers as well, plus all the other ones down in here as well. So if you want to grab any of those ones, they've been updated and been put in there as well. So that's our discount area. We've also still got going on the site our 25% off mega sale. These are brand new kits. They're just 25% off the list price. So as you can see, oh, it's out of stock. I mentioned it the other day on the show. I've sold them all out. So anyway, those are all gone now. But all the other ones you can see down in here are all brand new kits, all 25% off. So as I say, this does change quite a bit and it fluctuates with stocks coming in and out. So if you want to grab any of those, you can grab those right now as well. They are up and available on the actual PM store. So don't forget, you pop over PM store for all your usual bits and pieces. We've got all your paints, your glues, your tools and sundries and everything else just like that down in there. So you can grab anything from them. And that is about it for this week. Crazy busy week. Next week's going to be a little bit different as well. Obviously, like most of us, we're all sort of, with the passing of the Queen. Monday, it's not a bank holiday, but everybody's not working, decided to close as mark of respect. That's the same for Flory models and for PM models as well. We will be closed on Monday as a mark of respect for the Queen for that one. But we will be back with you on Tuesday. Me and Matt have obviously got our vlog up Wednesday with the PM show. I've got all these reviews to do, and we've got this one coming along as well. So still plenty of things to come next week as well. So just recently we finished off our Nordic SIG and we had some fantastic entries in that. So we've done the reveal video of that and you can watch that now after the show instead of this week's gallery. Next week's gallery will be a double next week. So we've still got two things up on there. So anyway, that's it from me. Happy modelling. Take care. I'll catch you all on Tuesday.